makes you happy.
Hello everyone, it's Darby, RiverBendSurvival again. I'm continuing with the series on book reviews. The next one some people may find is a strange choice. One of the things that I've been asked to do, started a couple of years ago, is to prepare a lesson plan for Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, those sort of things. It's kind of tricky because I have to follow their rules and what they teach. So in doing so, I had to research their philosophy on it. I was never a Boy Scout, was never an Eagle Scout. So what I did was I went and bought this book, which is from their Merit Badge series, and it's their Wilderness Survival book. I read through it. Being honest with you, it only takes a couple of minutes to get through it. It's only 59 pages long. It's got a bunch of drawings and a bunch of pictures in it. There's not a lot of information in this book. There's some good information though, especially for beginning level. The thing to keep in mind with this book is this is for, it's more in line with if a Boy Scout or a Cub Scout or whatever gets lost with their kit. So it mentions over and over, put out your sleeping pad, get in your tent, get in your sleeping bag. It is a great book if you are a hiker or a camper. And when I say great, there are better books out than this, don't get me wrong. But it's not a bad resource to go through and look at what they have to say. My dad taught me early on, when you want to learn how to do something right, go to the people that are already doing it. But Boy Scouts have been doing these outdoor activities for, I don't know how many years. They're old. But let me give you some quick examples here. It won't take long for this book review. The things that they think that are essential to have with you on every trip is a pocket knife, a first aid kit, extra clothing, rain gear, water bottle, flashlight, trail food, matches and fire starters, sun protection, and a map and compass. That's not a bad list to start with. Some things they said would be nice to have: some duct tape, a whistle, a signal mirror, some thin wire they say used for repairing camping gear, a garbage bag, great idea, and a fishing line and some hooks, another great idea. They get into the clothing, wool, cotton, synthetics. They get into rain suits and how they should be aired out. The best thing they have in here, you've all probably heard of these things like the 5 C's, the 10 C's, all these different acronyms for how instructors try to get people to remember things. At my school it is SLOW, take it slow, which stands for shelter, light, which is going to be your fire and headlamp and things like that, observation, observe what's available to you, and water. So we use SLOW. You hear it all the time. If you were to attend a class with me, you'd hear SLOW 50 times a day. Theirs is good. Theirs is STOP, which is stop, think, observe, and plan. That's a great series of things to do if you ever get into an emergency situation. It goes into some shelter building, some snow things, how to sleep in the snow, how to start a fire a couple of different ways in fire lays, how to use a map, signals. Like I said, it is a decent little book. It gets into some things about reptiles and predatory animals and bears, how to deal with them, how to avoid them, and a little bit of wilderness first aid, mostly on hypothermia and hyperthermia. Like I said, it's a good little book. I don't even know if the price is on this thing. I mean, it was literally just a couple of bucks. I think it was under $5. Pick it up at a Boy Scout store in your area. It's one that I would recommend getting, just because of some of the little things that are in it. Now, you know, there's things in here. I've done a knife video. I think I've done a couple of them. I have no problem with somebody using a folding knife as their survival knife or bushcraft knife. In a survival situation, whatever knife you have is going to be the best knife in the world to you. But I don't have a problem with somebody using a folding knife for bushcrafting or for survival. Boy Scouts have this weird thing where it can't be a lock blade. Nobody's been able to explain that to me yet. I don't want a blade coming back down on my knuckles. And I know there's technique and things, but when you're tired, when you're hungry, when you're in a survival situation, people make mistakes, and to get a big gash across your knuckles because your blade folded on you, just doesn't sound like a good plan. Other than that, I would say that all the information in here is very pertinent. I would say all the information in here is very good. It is extremely, extremely basic. So, I would recommend checking it out. For a couple of dollars, it's well worth getting. Until the next book review, get out in the dirt and have some fun. Thanks.